All right, I'm going to do a walk around here real quick and we'll run it. Got the connections down here for the motor, and this piece actually belongs, when it's properly set up, it belongs on the far side over here. This would be the in-feed side. So just know that it's set up backwards essentially, but it still works fine this way for showing how everything works. So a couple things: this motor is not hooked up, and it has the, I guess you'd call it the vertical slicer. There's one on the other end as well. You can see the blade right there, to cut the width, and this other one is the cut off the length. And this wood here has been weathered quite a bit. I mean, it probably still works, but it's worth noting that it probably needs to be changed. And then right here's the rails for the unroller section, which is over there, the one that we looked at first. And it's worth knowing that these limit switches have been bypassed, because that would stop it from rolling more than a couple of feet. And those wires right there have been jumped out, and I'll show you where that's at. It's the 25, 26 are jumped out, and then 27 and 28. And these are the connectors that ride on the hot tracks here for the motors that aren't hooked up. Here's the other one, I guess vertical slicer is the right term, I don't know, but that's what I'm going to call it. There's the blade. Then here's the air for that piece that's lowering down, and then it can be moved for and then this handle right here flips up all the levers to hold your piece of cardboard stock in place to start a roll. This lever right here drops down it's dropped down now. Bring it back up. It's a little slow, I think, maybe, but might be because I think there's a little bit of a leak here, but those, you can kind of hear it a little bit hissing there, but yeah, still does what it's supposed to. Then you got the foot pedal here, and that jogs everything over here on the table. It just runs until you release, and then it continues on. And then there's another foot pedal. I missed that. There's a foot pedal down here that does the same thing. It's also hooked up. Just as long as you hold it, it runs. And then this right here would need to be reattached to the bracket there where the air comes in. This works, this counter. You can see it counting right here. When your material rolls across the top, it'll count measurements. And then here is the slicer carriage. You just press this button and it rolls up, and then you hit it again and it goes back down. back up, and then run the knife. The knife just turns on right here. You can see it down there. There's the forward. Get the stop. The reverse is just a jog. This jog forward does not work. That reverses both tables at the same time. Or I should say the unroller. It's not exactly the table, but that's this button right here. That's the forward for the unroller. Forward and reverse, and those stay on without holding any buttons. Then the storage magazine, I don't know enough about this machine. I don't know what that is for or what it does. The contactors clip in and out, and then here is the adjustment for the rails that are sitting right there. Those rails that would need to be set up for the unroller table. It's an adjustment. I don't know how well you'll be able to see that, but down there, that motor underneath turns that wheel that would ride on the track. It runs both ways to adjust that a little bit. And here's the brand plate on it. Oh, most of these are okay. Some of these belts are not in very good shape, or the linkage isn't. The belts themselves are not too bad. Same way with the ones over here. The linkages, some are good and some are not good. Some are just old. But overall, it shouldn't be too much of a problem to operate it just the way it is. So that's about all there is to show. Just remember, this piece, the unroller table, belongs on the other side on those rails if it's set up in the proper order. Here's something that I missed that I want to clarify. This is the power cord that goes out to the unroller table, and this will be disconnected so that we can move the machine around. But if you go to hook this back in, ideally it would go in right here. Just so this cord shouldn't really be laying out here, but I'm taking it apart anyway, so just something to know. The other end of it is right here in that J box right there. Yeah, just something to know.